We are in the unfortunate but necessary position of needing to protect Aucklanders once again. That is why Cabinet met this evening and made the decision that Auckland will need to move to Alert Level 3 for a period of 7 days. The rest of New Zealand will move to Level 2. The 7 days in this case, relative to, you'll recall, a shorter period last time, was the length of infectious period we have had this case in the community across a wide range of sites, and the fact that we must assume it is the more infectious variant that we continue to deal with. The Level 3 remains the same as you'll recall from earlier in the month. That means the main thing we are asking people in Auckland to do is to stay at home. Reduce the risk of any spread. That means staying in your bubble other than for essential personal movement. People should work from home unless that is not possible. If you go outside your home, maintain physical distancing of 2 metres outside or 1 metre in a controlled environment where you know the others present. We are asking children, sadly, once again to stay home from school. But you will remember that in Level 3, schools, years 1 to 10 and early childhood education centres can open for children whose parents must or need to be at work. Supermarkets, pharmacies, primary produce retailers and petrol stations can remain open. So please, again, there is no need to rush to your supermarket. But we are again asking all other businesses that usually interact face-to-face with customers to move to non-contact methods, click and collect or online ordering. The main rule here is maintaining physical distancing between staff and not physically interacting with customers. Public venues will be closed. For example, libraries, museums, cinemas, food courts, gyms, pools, playgrounds and markets. Gatherings outside of your bubble are prohibited with the exception of groups of 10 for wedding services, funerals and tangihanga. Physical distancing and public health measures legally must be maintained where those events are occurring with just 10. Unfortunately, this means that all sports games along with all gatherings need to be cancelled. This includes the Auckland Round the Bays, which I know many of you would have travelled and trained for. Healthcare services will revert to using virtual non-contact consultations where possible. Interregional travel will be highly limited. For example, people can go home if they are in Auckland and that is not their place of residence, and vice versa. Mask wearing on planes, trains, buses, ferries and in taxis is required. The border around Auckland will be re-established and will match the border set up earlier this month when Auckland was moved into Level 3. We do ask for your patience and cooperation as police work as fast as possible to set up checkpoints. Everyone who is granted an exemption to travel by MB during the Auckland Level 3 earlier in the month will have these exemptions reactivated. There is no need to reapply. Those who don't have an exemption and need to travel through the border can go to the MB website. People at high risk of severe illness, such as older people and those with existing medical conditions, are encouraged to stay at home where possible and take additional precautions when leaving home. If you're in Auckland, we of course ask you that use a face covering if you need to leave your home.